The first port that takes control of its bunker market will become the most powerful port on Earth. And the numbers prove it. Last year, global marine fuel demand hit 200 million tonnes. Singapore alone delivered 55 million tonnes, a quarter of the world's supply. Rotterdam, Fujairah, Houston, tens of millions more. Billions of dollars flowing through every port waters every month. And yet, this entire market, this giant global high-stakes ecosystem still runs on brokers, PDFs, emails, WhatsApp messages, lab PDFs, and private side deals. Ports regulate everything else. They regulate vessel safety, movements and documentation, pre-arrival declarations, electronic workflows, admissions reporting, compliance protocols. But the one transaction that moves the most money, the ports have no control over. Meanwhile, fuel is no longer just fuel. The EU ETS now prices every tonne of CO2. IMO's carbon intensity rules tighten again in 2027. Singapore's fuel is now a carbon liability with real financial exposure, and yet the bunkering infrastructure that underpins all of this is still operating like it's 1998, which is why the opportunity here is so big for the port with the biggest balls. Any port with the courage to standardize, digitize, verify, and govern its bunker market becomes the global benchmark for maritime pricing, carbon integrity, and compliance. Because the moment one port does this, trust me, every bunker transaction in their waters will rub through a regulated digital exchange with standardized pricing, verified carbon intensity, delivering real-time audits and yielding automated compliance. The bunker industry will realign around the port, finally. Suppliers will adapt, ship owners will comply, regulators will support, and financiers will finally get the verified data they need. A port becomes more than a place. It becomes the rule book. And let's be honest, bunkering today is chaos disguised as procedure. Scattered communication, inconsistent documents, multiple brokers between buyers and suppliers, and the truth. No single source of verified data, quality disputes, quantity disputes, and timing disputes. A regulated port-run exchange ends all of that overnight. And the question is, which port will do it first? My money's on Singapore. Just imagine what a single platform would mean. Standardized offers, verified certifications, carbon intensity baked into every deal. Just think about that. Real-time matching, automated workflows with zero ambiguity. Ports already control every movement a vessel makes. They already enforce systems, rules, and timestamps. Extending that control to the bunker transaction isn't radical, it's just logical. It takes a fragmented industry and pulls it into a single transparent framework under the one neutral entity everyone already respects, the port authorities. Because ports have always treated fuel as logistics. But carbon changed that world forever. Fuel today isn't just fuel, it's carbon costs, it's compliance exposure, it's a line item on a regulator's spreadsheet, a line item on a bank's risk model. It's a measurable asset, one that can make or break a voyage's economics. Every bunker delivery already produces a mounting of technical data, density, sulfur, lab results, etc. But the one thing missing, the one thing regulators actually care about, is verified carbon intensity. And a port-operated exchange fixes that immediately. Carbon stops being an estimate. It becomes certified, standardized, auditable, and tied directly to every tonne sold. Ship owners finally get emissions data they can defend, not negotiate. And charterers and bankers get actual transparency instead of declarations and spreadsheets. And suppliers suddenly compete not just on price, but on cleanliness. Now, ports can do what they've never been able to do before. They can reward cleaner vessels, issue verified carbon intensity scores, generate digital clean fuel credits on every delivery, and finally provide compliance-ready data the industry can actually trust. The port stops being a checkpoint. It becomes carbon authority. And that authority carries a global influence. Because today, the bunker market is worth billions inside a single harbour, but ports can earn almost nothing from it. But a port-run exchange rewrites the economics overnight for ports and could generate a ton of new revenue. Think about it. Every bunker delivery becomes a revenue event. Verified carbon data becomes a revenue event. Quality and quantity certification also becomes a revenue event. Digital reporting becomes a revenue event. And the analytics behind all of it becomes an entirely new business line. Even small fees across tens of thousands of deliveries snowball into massive, stable, predictable income. But the real prize isn't money. It's the data sovereignty. For the first time in maritime history, ports gain real-time visibility into how their market actually works. Who's buying? Who's selling? What grades are moving? Where shortages form? How carbon profits shift week to week? And an insight into the pricing market, finally. This isn't operational data. This is strategic intelligence, the kind of intelligence banks want, insurers want, regulators want, and the kind of intelligence ports have been giving away for free for decades. A digital exchange pulls all of that value back where it belongs, the port. So for decades, all the ports globally competed with each other based on physical scale, depth, berth size, storage, cranes, throughput, everything. But the next generation, the next era of maritime leadership won't be physical, it will be digital. It will be carbon-centric, and it will be data-driven. A port-operated bunker exchange fits perfectly into that future. It takes the most opaque transaction in shipping and turns it into a transparent, verified, compliance-ready system. And the moment one port does it, really does it well, the rest of the world will follow. So come on, Singapore, be the leader. Because financiers will demand verified bunker data, insurers will demand verified carbon intensity, and regulators will demand standardized reporting, and ship owners will favour the ports that give them all three. Just think, the first mover sets the global benchmark. Everyone else adapts. And the reason I'm so bullish on Singapore doing it first is because of the respected port authorities we have here, coupled with a very high standard of legitimate bunker traders. So, the first port that takes control of this bunker market will become the most powerful port on Earth. Not because it pumps fuel, but because it becomes the rule book. And the port that writes the rules owns the future of maritime.